Welcome back to Tight Lining Maryland. Boy, has it been a year. It's been a long time since I've done a video. I really haven't done that many this year, and a lot of that's a credit to you. So I owe you a huge thank you. This year, the guiding business has really taken off. It's opened up a whole nother avenue for me in terms of like being able to work with people hands-on. I think I've done about 70 trips this year. So if you're one of those people, thank you. If you bought flies from the store, thank you. If you've watched a video, thank you. Just everybody that supported the channel, it immensely helps out with what I've been doing, and I'm really appreciative of how you've made all that possible. So today we find ourselves on a stream doing something a little different. I'm doing a rod review, and the reason why I'm doing that is because I have an upcoming event in the spring. Here it is December, and I've got an event where basically what we're going to do is we are doing essentially what is a rod purchase with a class giveaway. So real quick, let's talk about that rod. The rod that we're going to be using for that class is a Redington field kit. It's a Euro Nymph series. You can see there on the rod, it's a 10-foot 3-weight. It's paired with the Redington Run Reel. And so far, I've got nothing but positive things to say about it. You know, I wouldn't get on this channel and I wouldn't peddle a product that I didn't feel confident in. When I was first approached by Great Feathers, I was a little hesitant not to work with them because they're an awesome fly shop. And please, I encourage you to consider supporting local fly shops, especially if you're in the Baltimore area, stop by Great Feathers. However, when they approached me about the rod, I was like, look, I have no experience with the Redington field kit. I can't possibly offer a class with that rod unless I've used it. So now I've used this rod about, I don't know, a dozen times or so, give or take a few, and it has just blown my mind how great of a rod it is. For the price point, it's $429.99. I own rods all from Thomas & Thomas all the way down through an Orvis Clearwater, and I can tell you now that this rod comes in right there at its price point with probably even better overall bang for its buck than some of those midpoint rods. So what makes it special is the fact that it's a very sensitive rod. It's one in which that I've found to be very delicate, but also have the flex needed to fight good fish as well as protect your tippet. The other element I've really liked is just how fast the rod recovers. So it's got a fast tip, and what that essentially means is that when you make a cast, that rod tip is immediately going to go back to its original position, so that way it's not bouncing around on you and ultimately leading to you not getting clean drifts and really feeling a lot of those takes that more often than not, if you've been out with me before, you notice those takes come in the first third of a drift. So today what we're going to do on this video is we're simply going to fish with it. We're going to talk about the pros. We're going to basically go through how we use it, the setup that we put on it, and hopefully catch a couple fish on it and show you exactly how good it can be when done correctly. But it's mid-December. It's cold. Today is 34 degrees. Luckily the water temps are pretty good, but let's get into some fishing and show you exactly what this rod has to offer. And if you like it, I'll leave a link so that way you can sign up for the class. Join me on a stream because we're going to do 6 hours worth of instruction paired with the purchase of this rod. It is an awesome deal, and there's nothing like it in the state of Maryland, and I don't even think on the East Coast. So thanks for tuning back in. I hope you enjoy, and I really hope to see you on a stream come April when we do our class. All right, so we're out here fishing a micro leader, something I'll need to make a video on, and what we're trying to do is double nymph in some of these higher flows for the winter. Double nymph and try to pick up some wild brownies. So this very thin leader paired with this really sensitive 3-weight rod, I think if we really dial it in and kind of focus on what we can control here, the hope is pick up a couple fish, you know, maybe demonstrate the sensitivity of the rod, but also kind of the importance of just having the right setup and the right technique in the right time of year. There we go. Picked up our first little brown. Sensitive little, you know, tick of that line. You feel it in the rod tip. The micro leader really helps you to, you know, additionally feel what's going on below the surface. You just use that current, bring them right back to you. There we go. A nice little wild brownie here in December. We love just getting anything this time of year, but especially paired on a new rod that you're trying to build confidence in. We'll take that all day. Let's get him back. So some of the strengths so far that I've really liked with this rod is just that, like, that rod tip is super sensitive. And on top of that, you pair that with a good flex throughout the entire rod. It gives you tippet protection. You know, one of the things that I can show you real quick is I happened to catch my largest trout of my life, and certainly of this year. But that fish that you just saw, you know, there on the screen, that fish should have given me a good run for my money. But here on this 3-weight 10-foot rod, having that full flex and having something that really, you know, can protect that tippet and give you an extra leg or, you know, piece of muscle in that fight against some of the larger fish in a stream, it really helps you out. So whether it's a small guy like that one that we just got, or a big guy that you saw on the screen, a rod like this, when you have the right tackle, whether it's good tippet paired with a good leader, I think it's really a lethal combination to kind of set you up for success. So this micro leader paired with even 6X tippet can, you know, stand the test of time to put you in a good spot to land some quality fish. So let's see if we can't pick up another couple fish or two, and then we'll just kind of close out, you know, talking about this rod. There we go, another fish. Got a hand line this guy in. That line just ever so slightly paused and gave us our second chance at another wild brown. We just got to keep that head down. Decent little fish here, taking me for a nice little run. You know, you can see that full flex in that rod. It really helps out, you know, not letting the fish overpower you or put you in a spot that you can't, you know, you can't win a battle. So here we go, it's a nice fish. There we go, beautiful fish, look at that. All right, so we're coming up to our next set of water. A good depth through here, not nearly as fast as what we've been dealing with here this morning. So that'll give us a little bit of an advantage to get this tight line approach down and really pick off some of this softer water and fish kind of using the protection of these cushions of the slower stuff that want to eat, but maybe not in as fast a water as what's kind of ripping down most of the stream right now. All right, so we're gonna get up into the head of that run, just tuck our flies right up in there. Nice slow drifts. Looking to get as consistently slow as possible, just kind of tumbling down that stream bottom with our double nymph rig, waiting for a brownie to pick it up, and there we go. That's our third fish. Another nice one. Hopefully stays on for us. Got a decent hook set. There we go, in the basket. All right, we're gonna get this fish back. Nice little winter brown, starting to get a little light on this one. So here you go, bud, back you go. So that's 3. That micro leader in the softer water, nice and slow through these runs. You know, you can really do some damage. Almost lost that guy just because I, with the gloves, couldn't grab my my line, but now we got him. Back out a little bit, make it a little easier to net them. But definitely a productive day for a cold winter day. And we just switched that fly, and luckily it's going to pay off with a fish, hopefully, to the net. There we go. So what we did is we switched out the waltz because it was just a little too light. We weren't quite getting down in some of these runs, so the weight was the issue. So we changed her out and we put on a heavier pink beaded waltz, and this guy decided to come out and play. Alrighty, that's gonna wrap it up for Tight Lining Maryland. What a day today. It was incredible. I wasn't sure how it was gonna go, but the waltz worm held up, a sexy waltz, really simple pattern that ironically we just tied last night at Great Feathers for a tying session. So please come out and join us there. We'll be doing them all winter in January, February, and March, doing nymphs, doing jig streamers. It's gonna be a great time, and the first class went really, really well. But this rod definitely held up. I hope that you noticed that not only does it, the rod doesn't catch fish, the fisherman does, but it really handles its tools very, very well. So that micro leader is perfectly paired with it. It allows you to be a versatile angler in a 10-foot 3-weight, and I think it puts you in a position to catch a lot of fish come spring. So with that said, I appreciate all the support. Thanks for watching, and I hope you'll consider joining me in April for that Euro Nymphing clinic that we're gonna do a rod paired with a class. So see you in April, and thanks for tuning back in.